Okay, I'm going to be refuting why the driving age should continue to begin at 16 years old. And my main claims are that, one, teenagers from 16 to 19 have the same mindset, maturity levels, and irresponsibility. Number two, allowing the driving age to begin at 16 years old gives teenagers the responsibility that they need for the future. And three, raising the driving age to 18 would not significantly decrease road accidents. For my first claim, teenagers from 16 to 19 have the same mindset, maturity levels, and irresponsibility. My opponent claims that teen drivers, particularly 16-year-olds, are responsible for more fatalities and injury accidents than any other age group. However, men and the elderly are also the most responsible for car accidents compared with adults and women. According to the New York Times Magazine up front, the main reason teenagers are blamed for the most accidents is because they are deemed inexperienced and don't know what they are doing. They are not the only age group that causes the most accidents, though. Brian Snyder, who wrote the article Which Age Groups Cause the Most Accidents, stated that according to statistics collected over the last decade, two age groups cause the most car accidents: teen drivers and the elderly. Men are more aggressive drivers, and the elderly lack hearing and vision abilities, as well as they have slow reaction times, and teenagers have fast reflexes and quicker response times. According to Rob Capricchioso, a recent study from the National Institutes of Health released in April 2004 reviewed research that indicates the region of the brain that inhibits risky behavior is not fully formed until age 25. In the past, scientists believed that the strong muscles, quick reflexes, and enhanced scenes of most teen drivers should hypothetically make them excellent drivers. Maturity doesn't develop until later in life. However, as my opponent states, that failed judgment causes teens to get into more accidents because their mental abilities are not fully developed. The problem of judgment is solved by experience. The more practice you have in certain situations, the better you will become. Learning from mistakes is how teenagers learn, and teenagers are more alert and energetic than adults and can respond faster. My opponent states that in an article by Robert Davis in the USA Today, Robert stated that a new 17 or 18-year-old driver was considered to be safer than a new 16-year-old driver. There is no difference in maturity from a 16 to an 18-year-old driver. 16, 17, 18, there's also no difference between all 3 years. And they have the same mindset. According to the New York Times upfront, raising the driving age won't save lives. Studies show that it is inexperience, not age, that causes accidents. Raising the driving age will just create inexperienced, accident-prone drivers at age 18 instead of 16. According to the National Business Review, the decision ignores expert opinions, including from Automobile Association, that the way we learn to drive, particularly getting supervised experience, is the key to improving road safety. Experience is the prime factor in car accidents, not maturity. My second claim is allowing the driving age to begin at 16 years old gives teenagers the responsibility that they need for the future. In an article from MSNBC.com, a mother from Uxbridge, Massachusetts asked, "Why do we really want our kids dependent upon parents for virtually everything until they go to college?" She argued that keeping teens from driving would only make them less responsible. Lindsay Mitchell, welfare writer and artist, stated that putting the driving age up does not send the right message to young people. If we want to encourage a culture of personal responsibility and independence, this move is counterproductive. Teenagers who are responsible can prove to their parents that they can handle the responsibility of driving and being on their own. Teens that have clean records and no accidents can reduce their insurance rates. Being responsible is a good motive for cheaper insurance, especially if teens have to pay it themselves. According to SecureInsuranceQuotes.com, other ways to lower insurance rates are getting good grades, taking driver's education courses, buying a safe car, enlisting in safe driver programs, and driving an older car. You can get up to 25% by doing any of these actions. Giving teenagers the responsibility of driving or staying out late teaches them for later in life experiences. They can learn to be independent from their parents, and teenagers going to college at 18, if they don't know how to drive or have the experience, then they're going to run into problems when they're out on their own. At least at 16, you can have the parental guidance that you need to learn how to drive. My third claim is raising the driving age to 18 years old would not significantly decrease road accidents. Since the adoption of the Graduated Driver's Licensing Program, or GDL, statistics have shown a big percentage of teen-involved accidents decrease. Elizabeth Williamson of Washington Post in 1979 States, lawmakers approved the first graduated driver's license program in the U.S. According to the Department of Transportation National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, graduated licensing programs limit a teen's driving until he or she gets more experience. Most other states adopted the graduated licensing much later in the 1990s, and according to a report from the organization, the total number of 16-year-olds killed in traffic crashes fell by nearly 150 between 1993 and 2000. That change occurred in spite of the 18% increase in the 16-year-old population over that period of time. Larry Copeland of USA Today, in an article titled National Standards Thought for Teen Drivers, said, "There is little debate about the effectiveness of good GDL programs on highway safety. States that impose major restrictions have seen crash reductions 10% to 30%, according to the Insurance Institution for Highway Safety." He also adds that in Massachusetts, fatal crashes involving drivers younger than 18 dropped 75% in the 3 years after the state implemented tougher restrictions for young drivers. Injury crashes involving these drivers fell 38% as well. My opponent includes the example of New Jersey being the only state to give licenses at 17 years old. However, this example is not sufficient. These comparisons don't reflect the benefits of graduated licensing in either state because the study years were from 1992 to 1996, and this is before the graduated systems began to be adopted in New Jersey, which was in 2001. There is no doubt that the GDL program decreased the number of accidents in teenage drivers. However, changing the law to 18 years old would only make the accident numbers jump to the 18 to 20-year-olds. There has to be provisions to the current system instead of raising the driving age. Instead of changing the driving age to 18, what needs to change is the graduated driver's licensing system. It needs to be a lot stricter and harder for teenagers to pass so that they can be responsible enough to learn everything they need to know about driving.